Hello guys, and welcome to the fourth video of the HTML tutorial series where we're going to be covering images. So, before we add any images to our web page, let's go ahead and download some. I'm going to go to unsplash.com and download a couple images, or maybe three. Let's see. I like this guy over here. I'm going to download this photo and get it on the desktop. I also like this camera here. I'm going to download it as well and get it on the desktop too. And what else? I'm gonna get this charging cable and close Unsplash. Unsplash is great, by the way, to download free high definition photos. It's pretty awesome. So let's go ahead, delete the button and the link. Go ahead and change our title, our heading one, as I know how to add images to nope. Images in HTML. And in the heading 4, I know how to add images to HTML. Save it, refresh, looks good. Change the title to HTML images, save it, let's save changes. Yes, it just did. And now let's go ahead and change the names of the images. I'm going to name them image 1, or actually graffiti. I'm gonna name it wall. I'm going to name this one couple and camera. So, how do we add an HTML image? Go ahead and type this, img. This is how you add an HTML image. There is no open and close tag with inner HTML. There is only an opening tag with attributes. Well, the attributes are several, but the most important is source, or SRC, where we tell the browser where the images are located and which image we want. Let's locate it in the same folder to make things easier. Alright, you can see the images right here. And add wall.jpg. Save the file, refresh, and we can see the image displayed here. But there is a problem. Since the image's resolution is way too high, it is impractical to have it like that. This is with a zero zoom, 100%. So we want to make it kind of smaller. How are we gonna do this? You have probably guessed it. We are going to be adding some more attributes. Go ahead and type style, the style attribute, and equals width, let's say 800 pixels, add a semicolon, and type height auto. I'm going to explain later what each of these are. Save it, refresh, and now it is much better. Alright, let me explain. The style attribute can be added in almost any HTML element, actually any, but it will work on almost any. And inside the style attribute we add CSS. Alright? Now, CSS has many commands, and two of them are width and height. Well, I don't even have to explain what they do. Width 800px makes an image 800 pixels wide, and since height is auto, it will maintain the aspect ratio, the original aspect ratio of the image, without distorting it. Now, if I deleted auto and typed in 800px and saved, we would get a square image, and this is not what we want. We want the original aspect ratio, so we're gonna type in auto again, and we're going to go ahead and add the next two images in the HTML file. So we had couple.jpg and camera.jpg. Refresh, and what we get is this. So on 100% zoom, which is that, you can see how the images are displayed. They are displayed next to each other for as long as all the images can fit. When the next image cannot fit, it will go on the next line. So if I zoom out a little bit, you can see that they're all displayed side by side. But what if I wanted the images the one under the other? Can you guess it? Most of you probably have already guessed it. I have to add a page break. If I save now and refresh, they are displayed one under the other, and they all have the same width, since I have set the width of each and every one of them to 800 pixels. Let's say I change this, or let's say I wanted the same height and I want it to be 200 pixels. Let me copy. No, what did I just do? Let me copy this here and set the height to auto. Right? I'm going to copy this here and here. I'm going to save and I'm going to refresh. Now you can see, let me zoom in a little bit. 200% seems fine. They all have the same height, which is 200 pixels. So, since I got the break element here, they're going to be displayed one under the other. If I deleted the break elements, the page break, they would be displayed side by side for as long as we had images. And just to check things out, let's go ahead and add the same images over and over again. I'm going to save, and you can see we got plenty of images displayed. Shall I zoom in enough so that no more images could fit on the screen? They should be displayed one under the other. Shall I zoom out? They should be all displayed side by side. So you can see the browser dynamically changes the way they're displayed according to the screen's size. Alright? Now, let's go ahead and delete the copies and leave the 3 original ones. And let's see, that's fine. Let's add page breaks again. Save, refresh. This is great. Alright, 200 pixels height. Let's say that we made a mistake and we typed wall 2, for example. Alright? Or that the image did not exist at all. It does not matter whether the image exists or not, the image wall exists or not, if you have typed wall 2 here, because the browser is gonna search for the wall2.jpg. Alright, save and refresh. What we get here is this pretty icon. What the browser does is inform us that an image should be here, but that he cannot find it. Alright? But what if we did not want that? This is too general. The user should know what kind of image is missing. So there is another attribute for that purpose. Go after the source and type, yeah, I got another brain lag. Type alt and inside here guy painting on wall. Save it and refresh. Now you can see that next to this icon we got an image description. So the alt attribute is used inside an element, right here inside an image element, to describe the image so that the browser can inform the user, can display that piece of text in case it cannot find the image. Let's say we corrected that and typed wall again and refreshed. We would not see that text because the browser has successfully located the image and has displayed it. So let's go ahead and create two more alt attributes right here, ASIAN couple and Canon camera. Let's save and refresh. We do not see anything because we got the right file names, but shall we make 3 mistakes while typing, we would get these 3 references. The browser tells us there's an image, there's the icon, and that this is the alternative text. Alright, in case we do not find the image. But shall we type in the name of the image correctly? There is no problem at all, and we do not see that on the browser. Alright? So, now let's see what else we can do with an image. We can use an image as a link. And how can we do that? We have to create a link attribute, a link element, sorry. Alright, point it somewhere, like let's say again google.com. Alright, save it, and instead of a text, let me add a page break. And instead of a text, we want here there to be an image. Let me add another page break. You can see without a page break there is almost no space between text and an image. This can be useful for adding an image description above or below, or maybe a title. So, an image label, that's how it's called. So, inside here, we're going to delete that. We are going to add an image. We're going to copy this, paste it here. Let's delete this. Save and refresh. What you can see now, it's that whenever I hover my mouse over this image, that little hand appears and the arrow disappears. That does not happen on the other images since they are not links, right? They're simple images, but this one is a link. What happens if I click on it? It works just as text would work. It redirects me to google.com, which is what I've told the browser to do when the image is clicked. So inside a link, I can have simple text, and let me add one here. Simple text. Save, refresh. Alright, whether I click here or on the image, I get the same result. I get redirected to google.com because I've told the browser. Let me add a little more space. No matter if the user clicks on the text here, which is inside a link element, send him to Google, right? Or in case he clicks on the image, which is inside the link element as well, do the same job. Alright? No matter if you click on this text or on this image, go to google.com. Alright? So now you know how to add an image to an HTML page, you know how to display it, you know how to change the width or height, the aspect ratio. Let's get a little creative and change it to 1000 pixels to show you that you can do whatever you want. Yeah, this is super ugly. I have to change it back to the original aspect ratio. And you know how to use an image as link. So in the next video we're going to talk about lists and how we can add links inside the list, how we can add images, or literally whatever we want. HTML is super flexible, you can do whatever you want. So thank you guys so much for watching, and see you on the next video.